Have you ever thought of the middle of an OG decision? So you're making decisions on what OG to get. You're like, well, technically, yeah, you want an OG. But, I explored possible outcomes of getting a cheap yellow, just a cheap boy, an OG. Or green, because those are the cheap ones in relation to OG. So, dream big, children, dream big, because you're going to want an OG. And when the decision comes, it's not like, oh, the decision came. You've always been making this decision your whole life. You've always wanted an OG. Now, which one you gonna get? And that's the key, people. All right. That's the key, because you're thinking, oh, let's just get in the OG, and you settle on black. Black's not OG, it's new G. For me, I say F all that. F YouTube, F goals. Because I like the idea of not being in the big decision making process. Just buy a bunch of golds. Whether she takes them that way, whether Santa takes it that way, buy golds. But that's not what we're talking about, because I want golds. So we're talking about OG. And you've been making this decision your whole life. So let's just say you're in a random place, sitting on grass in a random location. Your head's like, let's go to the Grand Exchange. And you just keep dancing. No one's asking questions. Everything's fine. Let's go to the Grand Exchange. You understand me now? So now what are you going to do? Well, let's just explore options. We got green. We got yellow. We got purple. We got red. And right there's the middle ground. Red or purple. And you're like, well, man, what is it like, red or purple? Yeah, in the middle. So you're thinking, how do I afford these fats? No problem. It's not about affording them first. Really? Oh yeah. And that's the key, people. Don't worry about affording them. No, don't worry about that. See, it's all about thinking of what you want first. You never know what happens. So we're gonna say we want an OG. That's obvious. Which OG do you want? Well, I was thinking red. Why do you want a red party hat? Well, I was just thinking, it's like a psychological decision of like, they're all OG, and they're all OG, and maybe that is the first decision you got to make. So you want a red or a purple because it's in the middle. You tried to do the green or yellow. No one really cares about the cheapest, so we're going in the middle. You're like, well, that's not a bad way to look at it. So now we're in the middle of fats, and you're like shooting high, not too high, not too low. Just the obvious desire of getting an OG. And this is the part that's going to get you. How are you going to afford the middle price one? That's a good one, because no one's going to know what happens next. I'm not going to judge what happens next. So what happened? Well, you're in the middle of an OG war. You say, I'll take the middle. You're like, it can go left to purple, it can go right to red. And you're just thinking, well, it's not a bad idea. So, then you decide to say, middle OG, you know, and then you start thinking OG's a little dreamer dream. But like it's and then you say no, it's just like a desire. It's like a dream. So I'm gonna just say, just throw it out there. I wanna dream of a middle OG and just decide, you know, what's so pivotal about the middle OGs? I'll tell you what it is. It's literally, the answer is how you gonna afford it, but it's so wishy-washy because of this like idea. It's just how I'm portraying the idea to you. Which way to go, you know, like whether I should dream high or low. That staying in the middle gives you an advantage of how to afford it. So we'll try to answer it before this video's up. And you know, we're gonna do this. Try to figure it out. Red, purple, red, purple, red, purple, red, purple. And you realize you can't make decisions because it's too many. But that's the point. And you're gonna utilize that to your advantage. Red, purple, red, purple, red, purple, and then you're like middle, red, purple, red, purple, red, purple, red, purple, red, purple, and you're like not too high, not too low, and you just start working for it, and that's the trick. And you just let it come to you. And I'm gonna try it. So anyone else want to try it? Just shoot for a middle OG. That's the dream. And don't give up on that idea, dream. And see if you can get a little money and see what happens. Because it might just like be so yeah, we'll just see, and maybe it'll shock you.